Hey y'all, if you're new here, I'm Shayna. I'm back with another Love and Hip Hop Atlanta review. This is for September 26, 2022 because I never know what episode we're on or nothing when it comes to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. But we still gonna get into it. We're gonna review it. Before I get into it, if y'all been here before and you haven't hit that subscribe button, definitely help out your girl. Hit that subscribe button because y'all know I drop just as much content as them big dogs, your favorite YouTubers. I drop content regularly on like all the shows. So check me out. Help me grow. Let's grow this channel together, y'all. All right, so let's get into it. I guess I gotta put my glasses on for them. I guess. It's like the forced storylines. That's why I had stopped watching for like a couple of years because, it's just not giving. And it's never going to give what it initially gave. But, it's not even giving authentic. But I will say this episode was a little bit better than last week's. But when I seen Kendra step on the scene, it just thumbs down. It's too forced. But we're going to go ahead and get into it. I got my little wine cooler to help me try to pull something. I'm grasping at straws on this one. So Safaree is in the studio. Only he himself knows why. Why are you in the studio? Why? But okay, let's not discredit nobody's dream. I mean, if Carly Rae can be up in the studio, Safaree can be in the studio. Mendices about Little Mendices, and Little Mendices need a nickname. We cannot call him Little Mendices forever. He's 16. The boy almost grown. But Lil Mendices wants to be a rapper. And Safaree is questioning the paternity of his son. And Mendices mentions Richie Dollars having flirting with Erica Mena on the family reunion. So that definitely opened a can of worms there. Sierra meets with her friend Jody, and Sierra got engaged on Christmas. And one thing Sierra gonna do is get a ring, honey. She gonna get a ring if she don't do nothing else. So Jody thinks that Eric is a good man, but Sierra says she doesn't want to rush. I think she should not rush either. Don't rush it. This is about your third time getting engaged. It's your second time getting engaged in less than a year. Why are you even in another relationship? Yes, just date. She'd go from dating to moving in within a week. Just date him and get to know him. If y'all want to be engaged, fine. And I'm not for forever fiancés, but I don't think she should rush given her history and her background. It's definitely harder because he doesn't have any children. He doesn't have the same past that she has and the background and the life experience as far as dating that she does. So, of course, naturally he would want to move a little bit quicker, but she's had a lot going on in a short period of time. She got divorced, she got engaged in a year. Take a break, lady. So Rashida's father's in town, and I forgot Rashida was a part of the cast. Rashida is a seasoned, tenured cast member, so I guess she just show up just enough to get a check. So her father's in town. We know they have a strained relationship. They haven't seen each other in 7 years. Rashida's mom says she still got love for him because he her ex-husband and he Rashida's father, so she still got love for the man. I don't seem like the man care about them at all, but okay, that's just my thoughts. So her father comes and he takes no accountability for being absentee. He's almost blaming her for not inviting him. And she's like, why should I have to invite you places? You're my dad. And he's talking about health issues, this and that. And he got every excuse in the book for everything she says. He got to come back for it. So Rashida says she doesn't like how her father talks about Kirk. And, he's just well, you talking about me, but he had kids. And where was he? Was he with the mother? Was he in the kids' lives? And she's saying he was. And he look, your husband just as terrible as I am. Both of y'all are terrible. Both men are awful. Okay? Both men are awful. I think Rashida ended up being with a man like Kirk because of her father. She had a terrible example of what to look up to, and either sometimes you go the opposite way where you my father was terrible, I don't want a man like that at all, or you crave that. So if you have a daddy issue, you could possibly get with someone who reminds you of your father. And maybe that's what she did. Supposedly Kirk is older than her. We don't know if it's her industry age or real age. I don't know. But he's older than her, so maybe that's why she got with a man that reminds her of her father. But she don't like it. She like, that's my husband. That's my sack of trash over there. Don't you talk about him. That's my trash. Okay, that's her man. She gonna stick beside him. So he agreed to meet with Kirk. For what reason, I don't know. Like, will they talk after this when the cameras go down? Probably not. And he don't need to be meeting with Kirk. He need to be meeting with Rashida alone with no cameras and a therapist. Even the father said they need a therapist up in there, and they do. So the men meet for a poker game. All the men in the cast, or the men that are with the women in the cast. And they tell Eric, not to rush. Don't rush into marriage. Too little too late. He's already proposed. So he feels he's ready. Should have gave him this advice before he went out and started looking at rings. But they question Jack with the Mita situation. He denies. Moving on because I'm tired of it. And we're going to have more of it. And we're going to have to hear all season long and reunion. If they get a reunion. Because I think last time they didn't even get a reunion. So, yeah, we're going to keep hearing about it. So let's move on swiftly and quickly and expeditiously. Like T.I. would say. So Safaree discusses his paternity concerns and, brings up Rich being disrespectful. Rich thinks it's the pot calling the kettle black because how dare you talk about me being disrespectful? We were supposed to be cool, and then you started dating my ex and didn't even say anything, didn't even mention it to me. But, of course, Safaree feel like this is a little different because Erica is his wife and the mother of his children. Both of y'all messy. And so is Erica for even dealing with y'all too. And she messy on her own anyway. But yeah, the whole thing is messy. But, of course Safaree is going to be upset with Rich because he's still married and it's still just a little too close to home. I think if it was like a guy he didn't really know, he wouldn't be as upset. So Scrappy and the guys ask if there's any chance that Safaree and Erica can reconcile because of their kids. They have young children, like newborns and infants. And, Scrappy's like, he thought about that when him and Bambi was going through it. And he thought, like, I don't want another man raising my children. And this is my family. You don't want somebody doing something to your kids. All the normal concerns an active father would have. So Safaree snaps and he throws a chair. And he, like, smacks himself in the back of the neck with it. And I know it wasn't supposed to be funny. But it kind of was. It made me, when they pulled the flashback, it was... It made me chuckle. I don't know about y'all. Especially because Kurt gonna say it was like a wake up call, like God smacking him in the back of the head, like wake up. This is what you about to lose. He don't care. If a man don't value it, he in his eyes he's not losing anything. So you can be like, you're losing your family, but it's not a loss for him because he didn't care about it. He don't appreciate it. He don't value it. So it's not a loss. So after that, Rich has a fake conversation on the phone, pretending like he's calling Erica to link up. We can tell that he's not talking to anyone, and it's forced and fake. Rich, work on your acting skills. You've been on this show long enough. So they meet up, and Rich tells her about the, paternity concerns that Safaree may be having. Erica says she's not going to say nothing. She's going to just let this one ride out. But obviously she's bothered by it, and who wouldn't be? This is at the end of the day. They have 2 children together. You're only denying one, the youngest one, and we're still married at this point, and you're telling everybody else but me that you have a paternity concern. Like, I feel like they did this for a storyline, but is it worth it? Because your child can see this one day. Like, is this worth it? I don't think so. So the ladies also get together. They have their own little pajama party. And Sierra mentions Renee Rucci losing her mom, so she want to do something special for her. They congratulate Sierra on getting 2 rings in 1 year. Is that celebratory? Like, yes, girl, you can pull them, you can get, but where's the long, like, okay, because a lot of people, and I'm not one to talk. I was engaged and it didn't go nowhere either. Like, we get the ring and then it stops. It stops there. Like, I was recently engaged with my daughter's father not too long ago, and we didn't even plan the wedding or pick a date, and it just dissolved. So I feel like, let's celebrate when the people make it down the aisle. Like, in the ring, like, you want to celebrate, but it almost is like y'all passing out, like, promise rings, like lollipops. It's like, it has no value. It doesn't hold weight. These engagements have no meaning these days like they used to. Like, when somebody got engaged, you knew they were going to get married. Now... Who knows? Especially in Sierra's case. But congratulations to her. The ring is pretty. It's nice. But if she was having second thoughts, she shouldn't have posted like, yeah, it was Christmas, and yeah, after you propose, you want to let everyone know. But if she's feeling unsure, she shouldn't have said anything to anyone yet until she was firm and certain on that. So Erica's upset about the DNA concerns, and she briefly mentions it to the ladies. Rennie Rucci shows up, and they rally around her, during this tough time. And they discuss Rennie having kids. She has 2 kids. She says her incarcerated fiance has 6 children. Whew, child. Kendra mentions having stepkids, and having 8, possibly 9. Like she want to come clean, but she's stumbling and fumbling over her words. And admits finally that she knew about the rumor. Erica was like, well, why did you lie? And Kendra took no accountability. She like, well, you didn't really ask me. And she talking about technicalities. And girl, this ain't no time to be a lawyer. If I needed a lawyer, I wouldn't call you, because you're a terrible liar. Awful. You almost as bad as Phaedra Parks in them. Shout out to Phaedra Parks. So they mentioned Mita and what was said at Spice's fashion show. Kendra thinks it's real weak of Spice to have been sitting on this information, coming to her wedding knowing this information and not saying anything. It seems like Spice is more friends with Mita than she is with Kendra. So naturally, if she's closer to Mita, of course she's not going to get involved in this. Like, she's going to mind her business. Even though Mita is looking for a moment, and by next season we won't remember her at all. But that's besides the point. So Spice is saying she doesn't want to be in the middle of this, and she offered a meeting between Mita and Kendra so they can clear the air. For what? Besides just having a scene. I hope this is going to put this to bed, put this to rest, and end it. Because Kendra's not going to leave this man. So what's the point? She knew about it already. She's not going to leave him. She won't leave him. She feel like she got the ring and she won, which is silly. All those children's mothers, but you got the ring. You won, girl. You got him. Congratulations. Sierra and Eric meet with Sierra's pastor. Finally, we get some realness on the screen. Shout out to Sierra's pastor. She the only one keeping it 100. So Eric thought getting engaged would fix their issues. Why on earth would you think that? I just said in my review yesterday, it might have been my family or fiance, or maybe my Bell Collective review that I posted yesterday, that people get married and they think that that's going to change things. It doesn't change anything. It magnifies the problems. So I don't know why people think a ring, Kim Zolciak then said it best, the ring don't always mean a thing. Especially in this situation, it don't mean a thing. So her pastor said, you know what? You're not over your ex-husband. You're not over your ex-fiance, BK, and you're not even over your childhood trauma. We know she was a single mother and all that, so she, went through a lot of things. She really needs to go back and dig deep and find out the root of why she keeps jumping in relationship to relationship, trying to find love this way. Address that before she can even address, being in these relationships. You done been on this show, Carly. We know Carly Rae got her beat. She done had a new man on here every season. But you guys, you still have children in the house and they're getting involved, and you done had about 3 different people on the show in a short period of time. You really need to think about what these decisions you're making. Nothing wrong with wanting love. I don't think he's a bad guy. I just don't see them being compatible. And granted, we only know what they show us on a short period of time. On TV, they can only show us so much, but they do not seem compatible. They've been arguing each and every episode. So she told them Eric needs his own place. They need to date each other. Basically, y'all need to get to know one another. Y'all rushing into this. She said they need to date and Eric needs his own place. And I agree. I know they were in a long distance relationship and he moved down there for her. And so naturally, of course, you will want him to move with you. But at this time, I agree with the pastor. They don't have children together, no ties. Just date and figure out if this is what you really want to do. So Sierra is just moving away too fast, but she knows it, so she's trying to scale back too late because she already said yes to the engagement. And when you say people got to stop just taking it so lightly, when you propose, you're saying I would marry you. I would marry you right now. I would marry you in this moment right now, today, this second. I would marry you. If you say yes, that means yes. Right now, right here, right now. Not I would marry you a couple years down the line. No, that's saying yes. Today I would marry you. So if you're not saying yes to that proposal, and meaning that you would marry this person now, then don't even do it. If you want a ring, just have a ring on, just to wear a ring. Just wear a ring, I guess. But Sierra agrees with her pastor, says she's not ready to get married. She wants to stay engaged, but wants to take a break. I don't get it. Just take the break. Like, just be boyfriend and girlfriend. So Eric thinks that's going backwards. I do understand how he feels with that, because once you do it and you told everybody you're engaged, and it's like, never mind, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, it's a little embarrassing, so I get it. And they said that, he was like, we always move the way she wants to move. We always do what she wants to do. Yeah, y'all do. So this is about to be your life. So are you sure this is what you want to do? Yes, y'all always do move on her terms, how she want to move, the way she want to move, when she want to move. If you don't want to do this for the rest of your life, then yeah, the break may be needed. So you too, Eric, can figure out if this is what you want to do. Y'all bought a house. I mean, these are big decisions. Too fast. I mean, I think he could be a good guy. I think maybe it could work, but let's slow it down some. Like, there's nothing wrong. Sometimes people get married and they barely know each other and it works. A lot of times it don't. Sometimes people be together for 100 years, get married, get divorced after 1 year. I get it. But right now, she's saying she's not ready. Listen to her. But y'all let me know what y'all thinking. Like, I think this episode was a little bit better, starting to pick up some. So let me know what y'all thinking about this season. Check out my other content. Please be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like and that subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.